I haven't added solar lighting to my landscape yet, but I really want to. Residential horticulture agent Ed Thralls has, and he is here to talk about using solar energy in the landscape. Welcome, Ed.
Hi, Celeste, thanks.
This is such an exciting thing because we have a lot of sun, right?
We do have a lot of sun,
And
might as well use it.
We might as well use it, and it can provide quite a bit of energy in all ways. Now, why would somebody want to use solar in their landscape?
Well, you could reduce your electric bill, and if you're putting small things like we're going to show today on the show in the landscape, you won't have to run a lot of cables around. You won't need an electrician to hook everything up. So it'll save a cost as well with maintenance and care.
And I might even want to put something where I don't have electricity, an outlet out in the yard.
Usually in the garden, we don't have much electricity out there. So yes, we could use solar panels and solar cells to give us that electricity where we want it.
And you have brought a whole myriad of things for us today. Let's talk about some of the little things that people use. Let's start first with just landscape lighting.
In landscape lighting, similar to this particular item, it has a solar cell on top. And as soon as the sun goes down, the light comes on. And they can leave it turned on in the landscape all day long. It's got a small battery in it. It will charge and it'll give you some lighting a couple of hours during the nighttime, which gives a nice feeling in the yard when you're outside.
Now, you brought a good demonstration about even how solar panels work. Why don't you tell me how that works?
I did. I brought 2 glass tiles, but to give you some idea, we could call this silicone, and we could treat one side of the silicone with a material that has an excess of electrons, like phosphorus, and we could treat another one with boron that has a deficiency of electrons. And if we put them together and then put them in the light where photons can go through and hit the phosphorus side and release some of those excess electrons, it creates a current flow across this boundary. And it's this current flow that gives us power we can use in the garden.
So this is just a simple explanation of how all of these solar panels are working.
Everything that from 1953 to now, that's how it works.
So it's a pretty simple yet so efficient.
Yes, very efficient.
So you brought a couple other novelty items, and I like the little bird. I have a hummingbird in my yard. I love it.
This has not only a hummingbird, this particular bird and others, but it works similar to this one. Once you block the sun, nighttime, a little light comes on, but instead of having the light shine down, it shines up through your little figures. And that gives you a little whimsy in the garden to enjoy.
And how long will that last with that battery charge? Will it last all night?
No, it won't last all night, probably 2 to 3 hours, but then you're back inside, mosquitoes are out, you don't want to stay out that long.
And mine hummingbird actually changes color, so. And then here are some little lights.
These are
all LED, which...
They're light-emitting diodes. They're very low current, and if you would take this string of lights, and there's 60 of them, you could hang it underneath your umbrella. But again, once you block out the sun, those LED lights come on, and you get a chance to really enjoy being outdoors a little longer, and it gives you enough light to give some ambiance out there.
And we have another little adorable one, and this is just another novelty item, and the solar panel.
We have solar panels in the front, and we have a battery inside.
It's charged, the battery.
And once the battery's charged, the butterfly's going to fly till the battery discharges. We also have them with other little creatures on them, but they're kind of neat to see in the landscape.
And this charge, you said, it's going to last about
2 hours,
about 2 hours.
Then you need to either get more light on it or change the battery.
Yeah, or it's charging right now.
It's charging right now.
It's kind of light. So let's talk a little bit about some bigger projects. All these little novelty items and landscape lighting is good, but you have brought a bigger panel here.
Sure. We like to have water in the garden, and sometimes to have water in the garden and to get it to move, we got to use a pump. And these particular devices here are not really robust enough to drive a pump. A solar panel like this one is 12 watts and 12 volts, 10 watts, would be enough to drive a very small battery and at least get the sound of water in the landscape, and you can enjoy that as well. And it could do it in the daytime or in the evening.
So this would run a fountain, something like a fountain?
Run like a fountain, or run a bubbler sounds. I've even seen them in bird baths, refilling water and making water move so animals can come and enjoy it.
Well, Ed, you've shown us all kinds of interesting things and ways that we can use solar today. I want to thank you for being here.
Well, thank you for having me. I enjoyed it.
You too can harvest the energy of the sun to enhance your landscape with solar.